Today we're going to be looking at TripSpark's Passenger Portal. Passenger Portal is a new TripSpark product that's designed to interface with Pass, MT, or Novus and essentially allow passengers or people who are allowed to manage transportation on behalf of passengers the ability to log in, manage trips, book trips, see real-time information, so on and so forth. The Passenger Portal is you're able to set up as a website, and it also works with IIS, and it's using responsive design, so it works both on a desktop computer as well as a mobile device. So it's able to, it's not an app, it's able to work on an iPhone, a tablet, an Android device, really any device that has a browser. So first off, I wanted to log in as an actual passenger. So as an actual passenger, if I log into the passenger portal, this shows me all of my information. So you can see this is demo mode. It logged me in as Vicky Weber, and right away we have this central home screen here which shows information that's immediately relevant to Vicky. So basically, we're able to see right here that Vicky has a will call trip. This is one of the passenger information pieces where if she actually clicks I am ready, it will notify dispatch that she's ready once the trip is scheduled and there's a bus within an imminent arrival time. She's able to see the bus driving towards her. She's able to see which bus is going to pick her up. So that's one thing that's gotten a lot of good feedback, is being able to see estimated times, being able to trigger will calls, and be able to see the bus heading towards the passenger to minimize dwell time and keep the passenger in the loop to where that bus is. We also have here a quick booking screen where if she wants to take a recently traveled trip again, in a few clicks she can create the booking. So that's the home screen. The My Trips is where she can come in and review all of her trips. So you can see this is a calendar with a heat map that if we hover over it shows trips on that day. I can click on a particular day. Let me go to let's say next week, and I can see that I've got a couple of trips. I can display the trip status. I can cancel trips if need be, or I can see additional details of trips. I also can view any reoccurring trips or future trips. Now the trip booking process, when I come in here, as I mentioned previously, we can see recently traveled to trips, which can be easily recreated. And then on the from and the to address here, right when I click in, it's an omnibox here where I'm able to, right when I click in, see registered addresses, recently traveled to addresses, and right when I start typing, it'll not only show me recent addresses, it'll also show me the category. Since I typed in something generic such as a hospital, is it a hospital location or is it a hospital address? So it's very simple on how vague or how verbose I am address-wise to be able to just type in and quickly identify the origin, the destination. I'm able to choose the date, and you can see certain dates are highlighted in green. I'm only able to book through certain dates. You can see I can't go beyond June 2016. This ties directly into the core system, so if I'm suspended or ineligible, I won't be able to book trips. So it's a very tight connection between the core system. So I'm going to go ahead and book a trip for, let's say, next Wednesday. I want to be, I have an appointment, let's say, outbound at 10 a.m. The return trip, I will notify, which basically means it's going to create a will call. And some of the things we've done recently is we've put in service times here, so you can restrict if they're only allowed to book a trip between 8 and 9, 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. It'll only show those time increments. Down here on the details, if I'm tied into our notification system such as IVR, I could choose a different callback. I can change or add in different mobility aids. I can add in additional passengers, and I can add in some supplementary data here. And then for the return trip, is it the same as the outbound, or if it's different, it only toggles it then and there. Now the actual booking process will also show me any trips that I have for that day. I can make changes or confirm. In the confirm, like you were able to do in legacy products, the confirm can create the booking as unscheduled. It can call sched server to return solutions. If no solutions are found, you can choose whether or not you're still allowed to book the trip. So we have all those hooks, and is it actually calling the algorithm or not to provide the passenger with a choice on a booking, or the booking's been created and they'll have to check back once dispatch has actually scheduled it. Bulletins, you're able to create bulletins through the administrative portal, and you can even set a priority where bulletins can be shown on the home screen right upon logging in. The profile, I haven't verified my address, so it does have some integrated SMTP functionality where you can, password resets, email verification. It can email the email address on file, and we also can allow the passenger to change or review certain profile information. For example, I can change my preferred language, but I can't change my address. I have to actually call the call center to change that because they want to validate that. I also can change contact information, and then one of the newer things that's not in this version is we also can set notification preferences, where if this is tied into our notification system such as Ripple, they could choose, hey, I want my imminent arrivals to be delivered by text message, but I want my previous day reminders to be delivered via voice. And then we also have the ability to either link to external content, so this is opening up the TripSpark website, or you even could embed content if that content is SSL as well, so you can't embed unsecured content within a secure website. So that's just a little overview of the core passenger portal functionality. And as I had mentioned, it is responsive design, so it scales. It works on different mobile devices, and you're able to really use it on whatever type of device that you want. It scales pretty nicely using industry standard tools. Okay, so this is a passenger looking at their own transportation. We also have what's called the delegates module. And the delegates module is where family members, caseworkers, facilities, or funding sources can log in and manage transportation on behalf of the passenger. So I may have a dialysis center where they want to be able to log in and see information about passengers that are coming to their facility, or cancel trips on behalf when the passenger says they can't go. So this really opens up the system for other entities to be able to log in and help passengers manage transportation, or provide them with information, so it's not only passenger centric. So I have set up in this demo environment where I can log in as a facility here. Okay, and if I log in as a facility, we'll notice the difference here is I'm Amy Lopez. I'm a nurse at the facility, and these are the passengers that I'm allowed to manage. And once we take a quick look at the administrative panel, we'll be able to see how these associations are made, but we can see there's a decent list of passengers. I can search for passengers. I can edit how long I'm allowed to see passengers. If I delete the passenger, that means they're not deleting them from the database. I'm just not going to be able to manage them. And if I actually select a passenger, I really see the same functionality, but I'm Amy Lopez managing transportation on behalf of Jennifer Davis. And so that's really the difference there. And you can see I can go back and actually go back to the search screen. And I've also been given access as I guess kind of a admin delegate to be able to manage different logins at my facility. You can see I have a coordinator, a nurse, and a couple of healthcare aides who are also able to log in, and I'm able to manage and create users within my system, and also set, are they allowed to manage logins, are they allowed to manage passengers, and what specifically they're allowed to do within the delegates module. So essentially you could extend read-only access to certain people. You could allow certain people to only cancel trips, and you could allow certain people only to book trips. So it really provides an additional layer of not only access, but also what different delegates are allowed to do within the system based on their job role. So as I mentioned, there's also family members and caseworkers, and then also funding sources where If I log in as a funding source delegate, you can see as a funding source, I also have a list of passengers. And the funding source, again, it's the same for information, but a funding source, based on the funding source date range validity, passengers will automatically either be allowed to be managed by the funding source, or if their funding source eligibility expires within the core system, that funding source will no longer be able to manage transportation on their behalf. So again, a nice, simple to use and simple to manage way to allow other people or entities to access information. Now, if I go in and to the administrative portal now, and the administrative portal, it's /admin and it's a separate login. This shows all of the setup, and really the passenger portal is designed to be self-managed by the transportation entity. So you can see here, first off, I have tenants here, and this is truly a multi-tenant system. So you could have one installation talking to a PASS installation, a Novus installation, an MT installation, 50 PASS installations, and you can see each tenant has its own DNS, it'll have its own license key, and it really makes it easy to have it, especially if you're an agency that oversees multiple installations. It's a nice central way to manage this. A few other look-ins here and very nice pieces of functionality that have gone over well is really the branding and the tailoring of the website. Obviously what I'm showing here is TripSpark branded, but you can easily download an image from the web, a banner image. I use, as a lot of us do, a color dropper to go to a demo prospect and quickly brand it. You can change all of the colors, the panel colors, the button colors, and very simplistically create a tailored demo or a tailored installation that'll look like a natural extension of the website without actually coding. Furthermore, just a few other look-ins here are, booking properties. There's a lot of properties on what fields we show. We do multi-language, different settings. The general settings, we can quickly set the geography that'll filter addresses. We'll also be able to set kind of how it links to the system. Passenger logins and the delegates, I'll take a quick look at the delegates. You can see each of the 4 groups that were aforementioned. If I come in here to facilities, it'll show all of the facilities groups. And then if I actually edit the facilities groups, you'll see it shows the overall permissions, what are all the logins for that, and who are all the passengers underneath that umbrella. So again, and this is what we're looking at now, is what the parent organization or the administrative organization would see. Obviously, this is nothing that the passengers would be seeing. Bulletins can be scheduled. There's the advanced settings for license keys and what they're allowed to actually use. So again, a lot of very useful information within this administrative portal. So hopefully this has been a nice high-level overview of the passenger portal. Feel free to ask us if you have any more questions, and hopefully this showed succinctly the passenger's view, a delegate's view, and also a few of the nice administrative tools. And really the last thing to mention is this product has a self-installer, so the deployment time, the install time, the setup time, it's all been streamlined to meet our market's needs. Thank you.